channelinginc.com. Please go visit my website, channelinginc.com, to find out more about what I do, how I train people how to channel and do amazing things with channeling and transform your life in so many different ways. Learning to channel isn't just about, you're enhancing your spiritual abilities. It actually helps with all the areas of your life. And today, what I'm going to talk about is how it can help enhance and really advance your healing abilities. So, this is for people who either, if you have any healing modalities or you want to learn healing modalities, I teach all this. This is really cool stuff that I teach, and it's just tons of fun. My slogan is spirituality is meant to be fun. And I've been a healer, way back from the beginning. 20 years I've been doing this now, and I've been teaching people how to channel, but I've also been doing healing, like amazing healings, performing healings. I have stacks and stacks of different healing modalities. I've trained healers by the thousands how to take their trainings that they have from all over the world. People have taken all sorts of different kinds of trainings and teaching them how to use channeling to enhance their healing abilities. So I'm going to talk about some of those today now, and some tips and tricks. So stay tuned for the entire video, because throughout the video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on, if you are a healer, how to use your channeling abilities to really enhance what you're doing currently right now, or if you would like to learn in the future to kind of inspire you. You're like, oh, that would be cool. So there's a couple of different ways that I suggest. Like, one is you can actually do what's called crystal healing. And so typical crystal healing, what you do is you just kind of can use your crystal to work on your client or your patient or whoever it is that you're working on. That's great. That's good. But with channeling, then what you can do is, so there's a really cool technique that I teach my students, which is how to actually, what's called psychometry, is basically read crystals and know what they really do. Like, know what their real function is. So sometimes we go into a crystal store, metaphysical store, or sometimes we can read online in different places like that and go, oh, this crystal, it does all these different things. Okay, sounds good in theory, but is that really what it actually does? But with crystal channeling, you can actually tune into that crystal directly and find out what it really, 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 really does. And then if you want to advance that even more, if that crystal has a crystal diva, so not all crystals do, but some do. And just because it has a crystal diva doesn't make that crystal better or anything. It just, a crystal without a crystal diva can be just as powerful without it. And so if it does have a crystal diva, then you can tune into that crystal diva and find out even more details about what that crystal does and how it works, its operation, its functions, and stuff like that. So then what you can do with channeling is you can work with your spirit guides on how to use that crystal to do even more advanced crystal healing on your client. Like, really, really cool stuff. So then there's also, what I teach is dragon healing. Ooh, I love this, because dragons are so powerful. Like they're amazing just to connect with them and channel them. They're so phenomenal. And then if you want to take it even a step further, is then what you do is you actually you work with your spirit guide and you work with the dragon on how to actually do healing, whether the dragon that you're working with is going to do healing directly on your client or they're going to work through you. And that's really, really advanced stuff. Okay. And then you can also, this is really neat, you can also work with angels to do the healing. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to call in angels and I'm just going to sit back and they're going to do everything. No. Most of the time you need to be participating in the healing with your own healing modalities and what's going on with that, like what's going on with the client, how that angel is actually going to interact and actually do the healing. Or if you're working with an ascended master, or if you're working with your spirit guide, sometimes you might have a spirit guide who's a healer spirit guide, or your client might have a healing spirit guide who is actually a healer spirit guide, and you can work with that, your client's spirit guide, on how to do healing. So just like such cool stuff you can do with channeling. And the thing is, when you know how to channel at these levels, like this isn't level one kind of stuff. This is really, really advanced stuff. When you know how to channel at these advanced levels, that takes the guesswork out of it. Because I don't know about you, but before, when my early days, when my channeling wasn't that skilled at that time yet, because I developed this over 20 years and I worked really hard, and I'm still working really hard on developing it. Then what I found is that you can actually work with and know who you're working with, and check this stuff and make sure that what you're doing is actually working. You're not guessing anymore. It takes the guesswork out of it. You're verifying, okay, this is what I think I'm doing, but is it actually really what I'm doing? You're working with your spirit guides. No, it's actually not what you're doing. You're doing this. Oh, okay. What do I need to do? What I need to do? Oh, you need to do this instead. Oh, okay. But on a scale, low, medium, high, how much is what I'm doing effective? How much is what I'm doing actually working? And then they can actually work with your spirit guides to make sure that what you're doing is fully effective. Because people come to healers for what reason? They come to them for one reason and one reason only, and that's to get results. People come to healers because they want to get results. So if you're just kind of guessing, going through the motions, oh, well, this is what I was taught in this healing modality, do this, do that, do this, do that. Or I was taught this other thing in this other healing modality, do this, do that, do this, do that. And you're hoping that it works. And maybe you've had some sporadic results here and there. But with channeling, you can take what you've learned in these different healing modalities, and you could really step it up to whole new levels. And then I teach like my healing modalities, and it's freaking crazy insane as well. And that will complement the healing modalities that you've already taken, if you've taken, or if you've never taken any. You can learn these and be a phenomenal healer, because you're going to use channeling to make sure you're actually getting results. You're actually clearing what you're meant to clear, what you're actually trying to clear. Past life healing, timeline healing, ancestral healing, auric field healing, chakra healing. I could go on and on and on. There's, like, with the healings that I do, I have over 100 different kinds of healings that I do on my clients. And whether it's in one-on-ones, in groups, or ascension group healing, whatever it might be, that's because I'm using channeling. You can't do what I do at these levels without the channeling. And that's why, in my opinion, channeling is the foundation to all spirituality, because with a solid and advanced channeling techniques, all the other spiritual stuff comes after that, comes from that, because you know what you're doing. You're not guessing. It takes the guesswork out. You can actually be very intentional about what you're doing. And then you could take any of the stuff you've ever learned, or you will learn in the future, and whatever you're learning, you can take it way beyond what you were taught in the classes, the workshops, the seminars, however, whatever learning method that you take it. And because you're going to work with your spirit guides while you're taking it, to go, oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? Oh, what if I do this and this as well? Oh, yeah. And your spirit guides are directing you and teaching you how to do this. And you can also use those healing modalities on yourself. So my name is Ken Lewicki. My website is channelinginc.com. If you haven't visited it yet, please feel free to visit it. I've been training thousands of students for over 20 years now, and this is my passion, is to make this world a better place by teaching people how to channel. It's not just my passion, it's my mission, because I never had anyone like I had when I first had my awakening. And just think where I would be now if I had someone like me to teach me how to channel properly and safely in an amazing way at really advanced levels. So have a wonderful day. Please check out my website. We'll talk soon.